Alright, never thought I'd do this, but I'm making a YouTube video. I want to try and document my new i30N. I got delivery of this vehicle about a week ago. But it came from Perth, Australia, and I live in Melbourne, so I had to wait an extra week just for the depot company to transfer it across. I own a MY23 i30N Phantom Black. This is the premium version with the sunroof and the Alcantara sports seats. I think it cost me about $59,000 including stamp duty and on-road costs. So whatever there's no extra premium chucked on top. In Australia anyway, when you get it from a dealership, used, they're a bit more expensive at the moment, a bit of a rip-off, but I was lucky to get a order. I picked up an order from a guy who was waiting. The order ended up taking 18 months in total, and I picked it up in Jan and just received it about a week ago. I absolutely love the car. I'm just going to start with that, and I should probably say why I'm making this. Well, for the last 6 months, I'm sure a lot of other people that are looking at i30Ns or have them, I've watched every single YouTube video, even in different languages, put the subtitles on, even if it hasn't had subtitles, I've just watched the video. And there's no really owner's review or first opinion on an i30N. I got OCD, so I kind of can pinpoint every little nitpick of the vehicle, because obviously they're manufactured in a big company, and Hyundai isn't, Ferrari or Lambo. Let's be honest, they pump them out. So here's a few things that for a new car coming from older cars. My last car was a 2012 Subaru WRX. I've owned a few Celicas in my life. They've all been pretty good, in terms of panel alignment and fitment, and just some fixtures and fittings that are a bit better. To be honest, this car is almost perfect, but there's definitely a few things that I wasn't expecting. But let's get into it. Alright, so let's see how this goes. I'm on a 24mm lens, so hopefully that's wide enough to get my face and the really nice i30 in the background. Perks of the little side hustle I do filming is I do have some good equipment, so I thought maybe start filming some YouTube stuff would be a good idea, and document my car for myself, and also might help some people out, or when you first get the car, might actually help you identify or check for yourself if you have these little things with the car that you don't necessarily kind of get when you first pick it up. You can see it is quite dirty. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It is quite dirty, and actually very disappointing. You can't really see in this light, but there is a fair few scratches, swirl marks being cleaned from being in transport the whole time, as you would expect, but I guess with black it's even more noticeable. So I'm getting it ceramic coated, cut, polished, all that fun stuff soon, and that will fix all that. But obviously when you get a new car, and because I didn't pick it up from the dealership, as you can imagine, it's a bit disappointing when you get the car and it's quite dusty. It's actually really dirty. This isn't just from me driving, it's only been registered yesterday, but as you can see, look at that. So what I've done to the car is put some license plates and put a frame just to black out the white border. Here in Melbourne and the rest of Australia, we have this classic kind of black and white plate style that's been in for ages, and just putting that little protector cover over the top kind of just makes it look a bit more clean. This car is amazing. I love it. I love every pop and bang. And even just driving standard mode and your sport modes and eco modes and custom modes, you just know that you can do whatever. Today, Junior! And this kind of just does it all. So in my opinion, this is the best i30N. Obviously biased because I love these things to death, but now I officially have one in my hands. I can say that it still is the best in my eye. Love these big exhaust tips. They're awesome. They're another change from the pre-facelift. This is obviously the facelift model. There's a new one coming out at the end of the year apparently, but let's be honest, who knows when that will come to Australia, and there's already so many wait times for these cars, you can't even order them anymore. They're discontinued, so they can pick up all the orders that they're still waiting on. As you can see, we've got this bloody spoiler. It is so nice. I have the Maxton spoiler put on. I've also got the front lip to put on as well, which is the Maxton, not sure which version that is. I'll slowly start to put those parts on. You can see in the boot, I actually got the cargo liner, the N version. I'll up the exposure here so we can actually see inside. But as you can see, N matte, and the plastic cargo liner I actually got first. Fun fact, when I ordered it from Subaru, I mean not Subaru, that's my old car, from Hyundai, they said it would fit. It doesn't. Can confirm the only liner that does fit this car properly, 100%, is this cargo liner, which is like the same carpets that you can get in the front. And the plastic one does not fit. I do have it on sale at the moment because it only fits a normal i30N. This strut bar is awesome. Can also be removed. So if you live in Melbourne like me and there's like drive-ins and stuff, you can you know, lay in the back. You can sleep in it if you really need to. It's just really practical. We also got a chopper. How fun. Everything is just super solid. Like, sorry, let me just unlock it. I love how if the key fob's nearby, you can open it without having to press the button. So efficient. And like I was saying, the door thuds, oh, so solid, especially for like a cheaper kind of chassis that it's based off. Still sounds really good. And what I like to always say, and a few people have highlighted in reviews, is these doors, back doors, cushion. Don't find that much in a hatch. That's a bit of a win. Bucket seats, awesome, really nice, soft touch plastic in the back. Plastic, obviously, no vents, boohoo. Couldn't really care less about that, to be honest. Like I said, it is a cheap car for what you're getting. And you do get Alcantara suede seats, which is awesome. And you do get the leather as well. I put a leather protector on them just because, as much as you like to say this car is built to last, it probably isn't. The sun has stopped glaring. Let's hope that stays for a while. Now I can keep my sunnies off so I'm not being rude. And we can all see my face when I look at the camera. As you can see, it's not as glary now, so it might be a bit easier to see. I just thought I would jump on and give you guys a bit of an update. I actually contacted my dealer and let them know that there was a few swell marks and scratches. And I'll put those images just here, that they're in better light. And I also realized there was actually a paint chip that went straight to the bare metal, so obviously it wasn't my doing, which was driver's side, just above the front window. And I'll put that photo there as well. But they were really good with it, and they actually said they were going to honour it and for me to get a quote because I'm in Melbourne and they can't fix it because they're in Perth. And they were more than happy to cover the price of that one. So that's really good. And the guy I've been working with has been really, really good. He was my dealer. And other than that, the car's been awesome. Plastic door handles. Got pretty good cushioning, to be honest with you. I'm quite happy with that. These mats are quite nice. I really do like these mats. They're a good style mat. Pretty easy to take off, take on, smack against a wall, vacuum. I like these little chrome accents that they didn't have on the pre-facelift. And the seats, let's be honest, like it's definitely one of the highlights for me. These N logos light up. They actually still got the plastic on. I opted out for the DCT. I've driven a manual for the last 5 years, but this DCT is just too good to say no to. I did test drive the cars before I got the vehicle. This is still, it's not supposed to be white, obviously. It's still got protection over it. Like I said, it's actually got no kilometers on it hardly, and it is still new. Only been registered from yesterday. But yeah, these bucket seats are a win. In my opinion, they're not too hard. Some people do say that the bucket seats are quite hard. I think they are really, really good. And let's just up this sunroof. It does pop up, and it does also go all the way back. And it's just really good because the top of the cabin is black, and let's be honest, there's little blue accents, but other than the blue accents, the majority of the car is dark. So it's good just to have the light come into the interior just to brighten it up a bit. As you can see here, there's actually a concern I had with when I brought it up to Hyundai, and actually looking at it tomorrow just to make sure it's okay. But like these I've never experienced this before, but there's so much wear like on the rotor, like grooves. I'm sure people have said it ends up like bedding in, and after a while, after a few thousand Ks, they end up being all good and not. But you know, you can kind of get your finger caught in between those rotors, which is a bit, I don't know, I haven't experienced a new car before, but for me, I thought it would come back nice and shiny. But let's just appreciate these rotors. They're actually really good. One of the best brakes I've had, and I've put some slotted and upgraded brakes on my Subaru before. I have to say these are pretty good. And these Pirelli P0 tires are really, really good. To be honest, I do like them. Even though Michelin Pilot Sport 4s or even the new 5s that have come out, they're probably better, but I really like them. I have no concerns. And I love the little bit of edge and poke that it has on the actual tire. Bit of safety for the alloy forged wheels. And these lights are awesome. Love the grille. Not sure about if rock chips fly in, they might end up hitting the radiator and might get a hole in it. I've heard of one person that happening to. But as you can see, this road is actually a bit more better. But as we go to the other ones, you can see they end up getting the same same issue, unfortunately, with the little bits of slots and little bit of grooves in the rotor. But we'll see what they say tomorrow, and hey, you never know, they might just give me new rotors. But if the same thing's going to happen again, it's kind of pointless. One thing I'm going to bring up, actually, that I was quite surprised with, panel gapping. Biggest panel gap I have issue with this car. See this one here? Awesome. Like, in line, as you'd expect. Unfortunately, if you go around to the other side of the car, this panel gap, right, if you look here, it starts flush, 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 flush. Look at that, you can bloody see my finger in the middle. Look at that, there's actually quite a fair bit of panel gap, to be honest, but hey, that's things you notice at the start of ownership and then you probably never realize after that. Lock, unlock, great feature, love it. The mirrors turn in and out automatically, it's a win. Tinted back, tinted back windows, but no front, getting that tinted in the next few weeks. And all the safety features are great that I've never really had before, so I appreciate that in a new car. And I have to say I'm getting about 9 litres so far average for fuel, so no complaints there. Let's see what else. I was also thinking, should I get that logo blacked out and keep these silver? I'm going to keep it all silver, or get just the silver blacked out, the same as at the front. But I'm not too sure what to do yet. So let's open it up and hop inside the cockpit. We got all auto adjust buttons, and these are kind of plastic, but you know, they still look nice and whatnot. And damn man, this steering wheel is amazing. These are plastic apparently. They bloody feel like metal and they're really, really good, so no complaints there. When I turn on the car, actually I'll just turn on accessories first, double tap, and I've got to say, no updated like cluster, but I do really like this, and I've never had one that's been fully digital, so I don't really care. And I really like the style of these gauges. Probably doesn't show off here, but in person they're really, really nice. They're not just your standard gauge, they're a little bit fancy, they're not completely boring. But the i30 i20s definitely have the digital, but looks a bit cheap in my opinion. But everyone has their own opinion, that's fine. This is one thing that apparently the version 5, PD version 5 of the i30N that is out and still be getting produced at the moment. This apparently has a shiny one. All the drive ends are PD version 5 and they're shiny. This is just the matte. I kind of prefer the matte, but I'll tell you one thing that I probably wouldn't prefer when I show you the boot again. I love this infotainment screen. This is obviously just like the maps built in. It's pretty good, but let's be honest, the Apple Carplay is really, really good, really fast. The screen's really fast, no complaints. I love all the settings. The end mode's the best. You can just change what you want, and let's be honest, you're going to touch this for the first few days and then you're probably never going to touch it again. But I like the idea that I can change things as I want, and I've now got my own custom mode. Soft suspension, as you can see, suspension's fully down, so it's nice and soft with the exhaust all the way up, and pretty much everything else to the max as well, with all the safety stuff on. This is wired, by the way, so I just got a cable that I'll use now. Say hello to this cable. An Apple one, apparently if you get like a cheaper version, sometimes they don't connect properly. So I've just opted out for a proper one. Let me stick this in. Obviously not very good at sticking it in, but oh, there we go, I take it back. Basically, when you plug it in, the Apple Carplay looks really, really good. And I really, really like it. It's going to go in Apple Carplay now. It's got like the widescreen, Android Auto I think you can set, so it does that as well. But I like it just fine. Like I said, this white will come off soon. I'll actually take it off for you guys now. It might be quite satisfying. Ready? Haven't taken any plastics off this car yet. Oh, look at that. Okay, now let's continue. This bloody exhaust is amazing. I'd love to pop you down, but this is kind of what it sounds idling. And this car is well warm now. And if I give it a rev, as you can probably hear, there we go. So that's what it sounds like. Let me turn that off. Okay, keys are in the car. Awesome. Let's do it. So these are also LED backlights. They're actually quite nice. A lot of hatches look shit from the back. So it's good that this one does look pretty decent from the front and the back. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look inside in here. So as I said, I already showed you this guys before, but apparently the PD version 5, the lip is actually quite raised. So the floor is actually raised and there's less plastic here with the gap down the bottom. So, well, that's true. That's what I've been told, and a few people on forums and i30M pages in Australia have said the same thing. So I don't know whether you want a bigger dip or you want more of a flat surface. Each their own opinion, but personally I couldn't care less whether I had that version or not. It's the same everything else, and from what we know it's all the same mechanically and electronically. What I might do is film some stuff of just like the seats and the lights and whatnot, and get that for you guys and put it in between the video. And yeah, and then that's kind of my first opinion on the i30N. I love it to death. I think it's amazing. I'm very, very proud of it. And I'm keen to enjoy the next few years or many years with this thing and see how it treats me. But with a 5-year warranty and 5-year on-road servicing and all that stuff that I got with it, I'm quite lucky. I plan to put, you know, the typical i30N badging and stuff on the side skirts, the silver little plate that goes in there. Sorry, I'll put up the brightness for you. There's a little black pad next to the brake and the accelerator pedal, and you can see you can make that silver as well. It's what most i30N owners do when getting the vehicle. I've already bought all that stuff, so I'll put that on the car soon. I might even make a little YouTube video about this when I see how I go when I put this thing together. If I enjoy it and I think it's half decent, something I'm not going to cringe at, I'll put it up for everyone to see. But I absolutely love it. Love the stance. It's quite low for a car, so it'll be interesting to see when I get that front lip if we're going to get a bit of scraping. But if you watch this video and you have a lip, let me know if you scrape much as well. That'd be awesome, good to know. But next job for me is to take all these stickers off because they're all still on the windscreen. And yeah, keen to get the tint, keen to get the front lip, keen to get the spoiler, the little bits of badgings here and there, and spray the front and back emblems and just see where we go. But I mainly want to keep it stock to some extent and just enjoy it for what it is for a little bit and just slowly modify it. And yeah, there we go. So other than the little panel gappings that I got and it coming a bit scratched up, and like I said, the Phantom Black really shows the scratches, but all that stuff can be fixed, and the panel gaps are so minuscule it doesn't really matter. And I'll show you the engine bay just in case this is one of your first i30N videos that you're seeing or reviews from like an owner. Check out that engine. It's actually not bad. You know, it's better than, in my opinion, any electric car. It's best petrol sport hatch in my opinion. I've looked at, like, you know, Type R's and the new Toyota Corolla GR. This is still this is my favorite daily hatch. And everything came filled up, which is still a good start. There's even still a sticker on the battery pack. Probably should have taken that off. One other thing actually, let me just put the hood down and I'll let you know. One thing that I will say is, I don't have like a stick or anything, so I'm just holding it in my hand. But one thing I will say is it came with a lot of like masking tape still on the car. There was like masking tape still on the windscreen, not on the windscreen, like on the like the mirror, the rear view mirror. And it actually had tape still like hanging from like under this exhaust. It was actually like under here. And I thought that was quite funny because it's kind of a bit risky if it gets hot. What I can say is I'm definitely a lover of the i30N in cars in general. And I can't wait to see what I do to this thing. And let's be honest, it is just an amazing hatch. Alright, so I just realised I forgot to show my third issue with the vehicle. Not issue, but just something to be aware of when you buy it. Alright, so the little issue we have here is there's actually a fair bit of scuffing and like wear already on the cushion. As you can see, like these lines here, like they're pretty indented already. It's got less than 200 kilometers on the car, so something to notice, and it might get quite bad with age. But look at that, absolute beast. Looks amazing. There's so many things now. As I drove home, I was like, should have told everyone this, should have told everyone that. That's okay. Look at those seats though. It's definitely one of the highlights for me. And these backlights are so awesome. It's a shame these are halogen, but you can get them to LED. But look, this is good enough, and that nice little crystallized kind of look as well. Alright, well, I am home. I've reviewed my i30N. I'm going to put it together now, piece it together, and realise all the things that I've missed. But for a first YouTube video, being nervous with bloody buses and school kids coming and hopping in and out and looking at me and wondering what I'm doing, I think I did somewhat okay. I'm going to try and do some more YouTube videos for you, just to document for myself and for anyone that's actually interested. But yeah, keen to see what I do with this car, and just realised something. There's a bloody leaf. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Stay safe, guys. Have a good one, and see you in the next one.